Fox News media analyst Bernie Goldberg. Bernie, good to see you. And so Mr. Gruber, he is making the case that he is speaking off the cuff. That's his basic defense to this. Although now it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know what we're going to find tomorrow, but so far we're 3 for 3 in finding new comments by Mr. Gruber, day for day, calling us all idiots.
Right. If being an arrogant, liberal, elitist twit were a crime, Jonathan Gruber would be in prison tonight. But it isn't the deception and the lies that I think many of us find so infuriating. I mean, we're accustomed to deception and lies from this administration, whether it was the IRS or Benghazi, or if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. I don't think that was an honest mistake either. It's the arrogance of these elitists, these liberal elitists, who think, not only do they think that they're smarter than you, but that they know what's best for you. And that's just infuriating. The second thing that's infuriating is the mainstream media's reaction to this, which is pretty much no reaction. There's been nothing on the networks. There's been nothing in the New York Times. The anchors of the networks don't know that something is news until it's in the New York Times. And because it isn't, they don't cover this. It's absolutely disgraceful. There was a time when they can get away with this, Megyn. There was a time before Fox, before the internet, that they can get away with this stuff. They just look like fools by not covering what is obviously a story.
Why should the mainstream media, why should they care about what some Obamacare advisor said in his academic conferences over the past couple of years? I mean, they have to turn around and say what matters is what's in the law and what we said.
Yeah, I'll give you two answers to that. If they're in the tank for the president, which they clearly are, I know that sounds like a cliche at this point, but this has gone way, way beyond bias. This is corruption. But if they're corrupt, no, then they shouldn't care, and they don't care. By the way, I worked at CBS for 28 years. They don't care what you or the people watching us think. Okay, that's number one. But the reason we all should care, at the risk of sounding a bit old-fashioned, it's important that we have a strong, honest mainstream media in this country. That's really important, because if you only watch the old networks for your news, or you only read the New York Times for your news, you don't even know what we're talking about.
What do you make of
that's dangerous?
What do you make of the fact that he went on another cable network to offer some sort of a mea culpa, and basically wasn't really challenged, but repeatedly said, you know, like it was an off the cuff, you know. So, actually, we have a little sampling of what he said, not just on that network, but in a PBS interview as well. Watch.
I was speaking off the cuff, and I basically spoke inappropriately, and I regret having made those comments. I apologize for the terms I used. I expressed myself very poorly.
You learned the lesson about there's videotaped everywhere?
I have certainly learned my lesson. I don't even have a Twitter, but now I know I can not only not tweet, I can't speak.
The issue is that he didn't know it was on videotape, you see? That's the lesson here.
That's right. First of all, off the cuff, that's another lie, because he said it, you know, at least 3 times. He regrets it. What he regrets is that he got caught. And he said at one point, well, I said this before on an academic panel. The translation for that, I didn't think you stupid people out there in America would ever even know I said it, because you don't even know what the word academic means. This is why I say it isn't the lying and the deception. Well, it is that, but it isn't only that. It's the disgusting elite arrogance of liberals like Jonathan Gruber, who really do believe that they're better than the rest of us. That just is nauseating.
Bernie, good to see you.
Good to see you, Megyn. Thanks.
But there's much more, because